All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahawah, BaHaShem, YAHAWASHI, BaHaShem Makakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the whole collective Israel. And as you can see, the title of this article, Lebanese President Calls on Army to Intervene as Massive Protests Turn Violent in Beirut. All right, and this article came out yesterday, all right, January 18, 2020. Today's date being January 19th, 2020. And as you know, as prophecy foretells, right, that in the last days, there's going to be uproars and uprisings of the people around the world, okay? And, which I'll just get to start off. And this precept is brought out a lot because why? Because this is the things and the signs that the Lord has left us that would happen prior to his return. All right. And you're not supposed to be, when these precepts are brought out, become numb or desensitized, because that's how you're going to get caught unaware. Okay. When these precepts come out, is because it's to pretty much solidify your faith. All right. Because when these things happen, all right, that's what Scripture say, then shall they know a prophet has been among them. Okay, because these things have been foretold thousands of years ago to happen at their appointed time. Okay, and that appointed time of the prophecies that are pertaining to the return of our Lord are happening as we speak. Okay, because again, Habakkuk 2nd chapter tells us that the visions are set for appointed time. Okay, and at the end it shall speak. Okay, and now these prophecies, again, which were prophesied to happen before the return of YAHAWASHI, are happening right now. Okay, so it's not like in the world, or another nigga got shot, or so on and so forth, and so and so went to jail, so and so this and that. Okay, these things are supposed to do something for you, as far as snapping you back in shape. All right, getting you back on track, getting you excited. Okay, hastening the day. Okay. It's not supposed to be like a routine, like you brush your teeth. Okay, it's supposed to do something within your spirit when you see things like this popping up. Okay, because again, this is the times we're in. All right, we're in the last days. We're in the end times. Okay, and it's not going to be no more articles. All right, really no more prophesying. Okay, because it's already going to be. It's going to be here. Okay, it's no longer need to tell you because you can see it right in your face. Okay, and when that time happens. All right, that's why we say Lord's will. When we're part of that number, we're of that elect because we're going to be preserved. Okay, but when these troubles start happening, all right, to a city near you, you better make sure that you're in the right grace with YAHAWASHI. Okay, because he's not going to take it easy on nobody. All right, if you're not part of his chosen. All right, but here this is 2nd Edge chapter 9, start at the top verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. Okay, diligence is an action. Okay, you have to constantly give diligence. All right, give diligence to make that call in the election sure. All right, but continuing, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, right? He prophesied, he foretold. Verse 2. Then shalt thou understand. Okay, understanding. Knowledge and understanding. Okay, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding shall be the stability of thy time. Okay, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest, all right, the most high, okay, will begin to visit the world which he made. Okay, and how is the highest going to visit this earth? He's going to send his son, YAHAWASHI. Okay, that's why we say Yahawah BaHaShem YAHAWASHI. Okay, he's visiting this place, okay? And he already started visiting this place, first and foremost, when he sends forth his servants, the prophets, okay? And the angels, of course, all right, going in to and fro, all right, searching this place out, reporting back to the YAHAWASHI what's going on, all right? The Lord makes inquisition, okay? Meaning investigation, and he makes judgment, okay? In this place, speaking specifically of so-called America being Babylon the Great, has been prophesied to be destroyed a long time ago. Okay, so this was already written. This was going to happen. Okay, this is what you call playing out the script. All right, playing out the movie. All right, and everybody has their roles. All right, and it's showtime. Okay, you see in the article which I'm gonna read out. Okay, going into Lebanon. Okay, you know, in Lebanon, all right, they're known for their what? For their cedar. All right, their wood. All right, but that's why Scripture say neither what silver nor gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. Okay, you know, and cedar would be considered money. Okay, it's a very precious resource. Okay, but it's obviously not profiting them as we speak. Okay, so what more for so-called America when all they have is blood money? Okay, the Lord's not going to be dealing with that. Okay, He don't care about your material things. All right, when the Lord makes judgment, everything suffers. Okay, the animals, you know, everything. All right, your land will be desolate. That means nothing is going to be left. Okay. But continuing, verse 3. Therefore, when thou shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, right, which is what we see right now. All right, earthquakes and uproars. Okay. You know, and you can say earthquakes spiritually as you know, shakings. Okay, you know, it can go pretty much synonymous with uproars. All right, shakings of the people, the world's being shooken up. Okay, you know, spiritually and physically. Okay, literal earthquakes are happening as we speak. Okay, and these earthquakes are causing volcano eruptions, tsunamis. All right, so on and so forth. Okay, and you know, the earth that was gonna be the ultimate earthquake when those thermonuclear missiles hit. All right, start dropping on this earth. Okay, but earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Okay, so going into that world tour of destruction that the Lord is making. Okay, you know, is doing laps of destruction. All right, and it's only going to get worse. As Scripture say, this is the beginning of sorrows. All right, the end is not yet. All right, so the worst is to come. All right, this is just warm ups. The Lord is just stretching. Okay, He's getting His legs warm. You know, stretching out His arms. Okay, you know, doing some jump rope. You know, doing warm up laps. Okay, but pretty soon it's going to be game time. Okay, and it's not going to get any better than where we are today. It's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. That's what you say. Iniquity is going to abound. Okay, people are going to wax worse. Okay, because why? Because of great tribulation, which I'm going to get into. All right, you know, going into the police are being called in Lebanon because the riots are too chaotic. So what more in so-called America? All right, this is what goes into martial law. Okay, where the government, pretty much the country is shut down. Okay, and military operations, all right, run the streets. You're no longer going to see the police. Okay, you know, the police are already being militarized. Okay, but you know, just Google search martial law. All right, you know, the people love calling conspiracy. All right, calling this, you know, fear mongering. All right, but we deal with reality over here. Okay, and ultimately these things have been told to you to put you to sleep, as it's not a possibility. Okay, because this is what they teach you in America: complacency. All right, you know, all manner of traits that follow after complacency. Okay, being naive. All right, that's why what Scripture say that this is that rejoicing city. Okay, that careless and rejoicing city that saith in our heart, you know, I shall see no sorrow. All right, I am no widow. I shall not know the loss of children. Okay, you see all these things happen around the world, and America thinks it's immune. Okay, we have the toughest, roughest military in the world. Okay, you know, pride has deceived thee. Okay, and Scripture say pride cometh before destruction. Or I said it backwards. Since I don't want to misquote it, so well, that's a good one too. But I mean to put this: pride goeth before destruction, right? Because pride is an action, okay, and pride comes before destruction. pride comes, then destruction comes. All right. And this is the nation of pride. All right. The few, the proud, the Marines. All right. The proud American. All right. God bless America. All right. Knowing damn well, the God of this world is the only God messing with so-called America, and the God of this world is the so-called white man. All right. At the point in time. All right. Because Job 9:24 tells you the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. All right. So judgment has been given on to the so-called white man. All right. Being Esau, Edom. So that makes him the judge of the earth, the God of the earth. Okay. That's why wrong judgment proceeded. Because the laws are slack. Okay. Because of damn devil rules. All right. But this is for an appointed time. All right. And this is the time now where wickedness is getting rooted out, getting plucked out. And that's why you see uproars of the people in the world. Okay. Because, the governments of this world are crumbling. Okay. And with no government, all right, there's how are the people going to be governed? All right. That's why it goes into there's going to be anarchy in the streets. Okay. Uproars against civil authority. Okay. And really the authority of the wicked. Okay, there's uproars against the authority of the wicked. People are tired of being oppressed, tired of being taken advantage of, tired of, certain things like basic human rights they cannot receive because of greed. Okay, because ultimately unjust rulers. All right, but this is our verse 4. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee. Okay, that's why the Lord said, before things spring forth, I tell you of them. Why? So all honor and praise goes on to YAHAWASHI, because he's doing it. Okay. Why wouldn't he want the credit? Why do you think painters sign their signature when they finish a masterpiece? Okay. Why do you think on certain like brands they have their name on there? Okay. Ferrari, Lamborghini, all right, Saint Laurent, Louis Vuitton, Louis Vuitton, whatever you want to call him, right? He puts his name on his product, okay? And the Lord's putting his name on his product, okay? It's good to say the earth and all the fatness thereof, belongs unto the Lord, okay? So he can do whatever he wants to it. He can destroy it, crumble it up, rebuild it. He can do whatever he wants because he is YAHAWASHI. He is, okay? He can do whatever he wants to. It's his creation, okay? You get mad when someone tries to tell you what to do with your car, or your house, or your whatever your possession is. All right, so what more YAHAWASHI that made everything? Okay. But this is verse 5. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end. Okay. Just like a movie. A movie has a beginning and a movie has an end. Okay. And the beginning, and the end is, we keep on reading, and the end is manifest. So the end is manifest. Okay, the beginning played out. All right, Esau coming into power. All right, time of the Renaissance. All right, built up again after that deadly wound being healed in the Roman Empire. All right, which fell. All right, but now it's back again via so-called America. All right, which is Babylon the Great. All right, that's over and done with. We're at the end of the rulership of the wicked. Okay. All right, that deadly wound being healed is not gonna be wounded again and come back alive. This time it's not going to be wounded. It's going to be killed, all right, destroyed, all right. There's no rising of the phoenix, okay. It's not going to be a rebirth again, a Renaissance 2.0. That's not going to happen again, all right. Esau, Edom being the so-called white man, which is the wicked, I read the scriptures, all right, is getting ready to be taken out, okay, because he's been here for a reason, for a point of time, and at that end of his time, there's no longer need for him to be here. Okay, Esau is the end of the world. All right, the wicked is the end of the world. All right, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. All right, and Jacob being you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Okay, the scum of the earth. All right, all you guys are seen as entertainers. Circus clowns. All right, jesters. All right, entertainers. All right, it's pretty much jesters. All right. And you're not represented properly because ultimately you don't know who you are. The world does not promote and teach you who you really are. All right, you are the Israelites. Okay, they don't teach you your history because they don't want you to find out who you are. Okay, we are a nation of kings and priests. All right, nothing has. What does it say in Daniel? All right, pretty much the worst has happened onto us. All right, there's no other nation that's went through what we have went through. All right, being you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. All right, and someone would ask why. All right, someone would ask why we're in this state because we sinned against our power. All right, but now we're in the times now where our punishment is finished and He's defending us. All right, that's why you see the world is crumbling around us because the Lord is defending us. All right, but I don't want to go too far off on the point of this lesson. But going into, this place is falling, all right, and the Lord's people are rising. Okay, the Lord is setting us in order before the world's eyes. Okay, and there's nothing they can do about it, but hey, sit and watch. Okay, because it's the Lord's movie. All right, but here, going into this article, which is beautiful because again, this is like a mirror. All right, this is going to happen in so-called America, but obviously it's going to be a whole hell of a lot worse. Because, of course, because so-called America, Babylon the Great is the ultimate showdown of the Lord's judgment. Okay, and it's a recipe for disaster over here. All right, and it's beautiful. Okay, there's articles out that tell you there's more guns in America than people. All right, so putting that into perspective, roughly there's 330 million people in the United States. Right, so there are more guns than people in this country. All right, that alone spells trouble. All right, and who you think did that? The Lord did that. Okay, because again, His movie has to play out. All right, but here, Lebanese capital Beirut has been plunged into chaos amid massive protests. Right, police struggled, and they don't tell you, with these protests, ultimately that's why the prophets are here to tell you why. All right, they don't get into why. Okay, because ultimately truth would have to come out. All right, but now let's continue. Police struggled to contain the angry crowds with tear gas and water cannon, prompting President Michael Owen to ask the military, I don't know if I pronounced the name correctly, to ask the military to intervene. All right, and that's what whoever's in the presidency seat of so-called America, all right, whether it be Donald Trump or whoever, all right, they're going to what? Call the military. That means martial law, right? They don't want to put those boogeyman words on these in these articles because they want to keep you asleep still. Okay, this is a independent, what do you call it? Independent news, all right? So meaning it's not like CNN or whatever it may be, right? But still, they're under payroll as well. They cannot upload these articles without permission. Okay, they have protocols, they have guidelines. Okay, but again, that's why the prophets are Lord on the scene, speaking of Apostle on down. Okay, through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. All right, to tell you and explain to you to what's going on. Okay, because the truth is simple. Okay, why is all this shit happening? All right, because the Lord's getting ready to return. And then you ask questions pertaining to that. Okay, who is the Lord going to save? Who's the Lord going to kill? Okay, and so on and so forth. All right, but nonetheless, all right, but martial law, that's the point. Okay, and that's in the scriptures. Okay, the city's going to be shut up. Okay, pretty much, like it says, the military is going to intervene. Okay, because it's going to be so chaotic in the streets that there has to be some type of force, all going out of order, out of chaos to control what's going on in the streets. Okay, you watch the new Joker movie. The whole movie was about uprisings. Okay, it was a bugged out movie. All right, extremely bugged out. But what I took out of it was uproars. Okay, a lot of the signs they were holding says "kill the rich." Okay, the Lord is making that division. All right, that separation. Okay, the rich versus the poor. Okay, so on and so forth. Okay, because that's how the Lord works. All right, and people are gonna start clicking up and gravitating towards familiar spirits because we're in a time of war. Okay, flesh consorted according to their like. Okay, so in their trouble, they're gonna cleave onto their own. Okay, and that's what's happening. Okay, so what more so-called America? Okay, this is I don't know his name, Ayun or Aoun, I don't know how to pronounce the name, will say president of Lebanon, has asked the national army to restore peace and order. See, exactly, on the streets of Beirut. Okay, order out of chaos. Okay, this is their solution. They probably started these protests having what do they call them? Pretty much agents, all right, provocateurs, okay, to start stuff. Okay, they need a leader, all right, and then the rest of the people follow. Okay, that's why I said the blind lead the blind, they both shall fall into a ditch. Okay, but they send the army to restore peace and order. Okay, that's what's gonna happen to America. All right, so-called America, being Babylon the Great. Okay, as the city saw fierce clashes between protesters and security forces. Right. All right, the Lord's gonna, because you going into that division. Okay, you're gonna be fighting against your uncles, your cousins. All right, you already have it in the household already. All right, someone likes the Celtics, someone likes the Lakers. All right, someone likes the Patriots, someone likes, so on and so forth. Okay, the houses are divided. Okay, so what more, politically? All right, and what more spiritually? Okay, so this is what's happening around the world. Okay, the Lord's making people pick their sides. All right, and ultimately, again, the angels of the Lord are the ones who are intervening on these things. Okay, playing the puzzle pieces as the Lord YAHAWASHI commands. Okay, here protesters, whatever President of Lebanon called on the military to protect the safety of peaceful protesters and of public and private property. And that's again, they're Hollywood movie stars. All right, these presidents. Okay, they're all being moved around. Okay, according to their handlers. Okay, or their elites. All right, and ultimately, again, of course, going back to YAHAWASHI, but these people, they don't have the answers ultimately. All right, and stuff's gonna get out of control to a point where there's no longer going to be, again, no more articles. Okay, no more. You heard what happened? You're going to be worried about what's happening right in front of you. All right, all manner of chaos is going to come upon this earth. Okay, so again, and what more so-called America? All right, that's why scriptures tell you not to make no tarry, to turn on to the Lord, because again, this truth is the only way out. Okay, this is that secret place. All right, where the Lord's preserving his elect, okay, by the truth. The truth shall set you free, right? Okay, so why do you think these things are being constantly being told onto you? Okay, repetition. Okay, Apostle Gabar always says repetition repetition is the father of skill. Okay, because the brain is a muscle. All right, it's called plasticity. Okay, like anything in the body, you exercise it enough and it becomes stronger. Okay, again, wisdom and knowledge should be dissipated at that time. All right, and the fear of the Lord is his treasure. Okay, fear of the Lord, fear of YAHAWASHI. He's the one that's bringing this terror upon the earth. Shall there be evil done in the city and let have not done it? Okay, so going to the source. Okay, going to the man that is controlling all this stuff. Okay, which is YAHAWASHI, going into inquiring how the godly shall be scarcely saved. All right, scarcely saved. Okay, so what manner of person are we to be in holy conversation? All right, but crowds, let me see. Crowds are taken to the streets of Beirut in mass protests against Lebanon's soaring debt. Come on, it's the same exact thing. Okay, again, because they're going into a small scale. All right, the elites. All right, Esau, Edom. All right, took a white man and his counterparts, the other nations of the elites of the other nations. They're playing the puzzle pieces as putting the whole world in debt. Okay, so that when the dollar collapses, oh, here we go. How convenient! A cryptocurrency. This is going to be the new world currency. All right, and that's going to be implemented via the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. Okay, all this debt is for a reason. Okay, to where these nations their hands going to be forced into dealing with the elites, whatever they call it, the new currency of the world, the cryptocurrency, the digital currency, which is going to be in these microchips, all right, that they're going to implant in your hand, wherever you desire to put it. All right, ultimately the Lord is going to destroy you. Okay, because that is the mark of the beast. All right, which has been prophesied in the scriptures for thousands of years, all right, to tell you not to take it, or you're going to take the full wrath of YAHAWASHI Shine. Okay, but it's beautiful. All right, let me see. Probably shouldn't play it. Yeah, I'll probably get a strike or something. Here are just some pictures. And this is coming to a neighborhood near you. All right, and these protests are going to be violent. Okay, no longer shaking hands and peace treaty. Is going to be do or die. Okay, because these people's lifestyles are on the line. Okay, but what the standard, I forgot what it says in scriptures, but food, bread, okay, raiment, a house to cover shame. These are the essentials, pretty much those basic human rights. All right, and the people are uprising because their lifestyles is in danger. Okay, they're not getting paid enough. They're not working enough. Okay, stuff is becoming too expensive. All right, and so on and so forth. So these people are upset because these things that these nations are supposed to be providing them, they cannot and will not. Okay, so what's being happening is, like the scriptures say, their power shall stand in their own hands, or if you're paraphrasing, their power shall be in their own hands, some to that extent, because nobody's going to help them. Okay, and obviously not YAHAWASHI is going to help them because they're not calling on them. Okay, but they're taking it upon their own selves. Okay, and that's ultimately to get them destroyed. Nonetheless, all right, here the public is not directed only against the government, whatever. All right, the banks, because again, I'm not gonna keep being. I'm gonna get some precepts and close out, but these things are strategically happening. Okay, these are being done in order. Okay, because again, this is the Lord's movie. All right, but let me get this, because I didn't really think it would be too long, but it happens. This is 2nd Letter 15, and I'll start at verse 14. All right, 2nd Letter 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Right, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So they're not. It didn't say rubber baseball bats. It didn't say foam fingers. Okay, it said swords, meaning weapons of destruction. Okay, because why? This is verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men. Okay, uprisings, right? And you see them literally throughout the world. Because why? Because it's been prophesied. Okay, Google search protests around the world, uprisings around the world. Okay, and it's just gonna get worse and worse and worse, and it's gonna hit a point where it's gonna reach so-called America, right? And that's what we're all ultimately waiting for. Okay, well, the elect are waiting for. Okay, but the people of this world, they're not ready for. Okay, verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, right? So this is what you see. Going up against government buildings. Okay, the president has to call the military. Okay, they don't care about rulers. Okay, authority, so to say. Yeah, 220 people injured. All right, and this is just the beginning. Okay, again, it's not going to turn down. No more water hoses. It's going to be freaking flamethrowers or something, right? Here. And that's what's on the quote. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power, right? So they're going to take it upon their own selves, okay? And that's what you see right happening right now. All right, it's verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So really going back to this, ultimately this is going off, okay? Going into taking actions in your own hands, okay? That does not please the Lord, okay? Because the Lord has set those powers up. That's why we're not in the streets being violent and toting guns and things like that. All right, being like we're some type of military branch. Okay, yeah, the Lord talks about Lord of hosts, Lord of armies. He's a man of war, but that's not our job. That we're fishers at the moment. Okay, we just talk about fishers being turned into hunters, but that's on the Lord's call. All right, the Lord didn't say go up to Washington and start marching and demanding for the Israelites to be put back in the Holy Land and so on and so forth. You go in chains. That's taken upon your own hands. Okay, and ultimately the Lord is not pleased with that. That's why these people are not being defended. Okay, because that's why Scripture say, "Woe unto you that have lost patience." Okay, and ultimately these heathens. All right, of course Jacob's mingled around. All right, but ultimately the Lord is not dealing with this. Okay. This is a point I want to say real quick. This is verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So that's martial law. Okay, going into what? Here, the title's article. President called army to intervene as massive protests turn violent and brute. Okay, so that's martial law. Okay, that's A1 class definition of martial law. Okay, the city's being shut up. Okay, quarantine, cut off. Okay, sieged. All right, that no one can come in and no one can go out. All right. Pretty much bedtimes, right? You're not supposed to be out a certain period of time. You're not supposed to be at certain places at certain times, okay? You have a certain amount of time to do this and do that, all right? That's what's getting ready to happen in so-called America, all right? There to be military tanks rolling around, all right? People in army suits, all right? Because it's gonna be chaotic out there, okay? Things like pestilence and all type of stuff going on. All right. Second Edge 15 and 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. So what more so-called America? All right. Because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. Okay. This is what's getting ready to happen in so-called America because of their pride. Oh, that's not gonna happen over here. We got this, we got that. All right. There's no way people will do this, no this and that. Going into that normalcy bias, things will just continue on normal. A peaceful solution will be found, or this was gonna just die off eventually, and everything will be back to normal. Okay, ultimately people don't care because it doesn't affect them. All right, but whether you know it or not, it affects you, and whether you know it or not, this place is up next. All right, it's just a matter of time. All right, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Right, people. Looting, all right, coming in your house, searching with the sword, okay, taking everything you got, spoiling your house, taking your children, whatever it may be they do in that house, okay, you use your imagination, all right, and it's not going to be no rated G program, all right, it's going to be not rated, all right, because the Lord YAHAWASHI is terrible, okay, talks about children being dashed to pieces. All right. How much more gruesome can that be? Okay. How much more gruesome can you get? All right. The Lord does all these things. Okay. So every little detail, the Lord has done that. All right. And you're getting ready to see that with your own eyes. All right. So, it's impossible to carnally prepare for these things. All right. But spiritually, to the best of your ability, you should be building yourself up for these things. Okay, you cannot prepare, seeing a man being ripped to pieces. You just can't. You can watch videos, all right, try to get some type of I don't know what the word to use, but maybe make familiar. All right, you come across certain things and you try to imagine how you react or respond. You don't know. All right, that's why we say Lord's will. We boast not of tomorrow because we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. We just hope we're in the right spirit when all this stuff starts popping out because we're going to have to be hardened, okay? Because seeing things like that we're getting ready to see, no one man's not going to be able to bear, okay? It says right here, a man and men shall be afraid, okay? Hearts failing them for fear, literally dropping dead because they don't know what to do, all right? Their heart can't take it, so it gives out, all right? And that can be considered mercy, all right? Dying like that, your heart just stopping. Now, I don't know how that feels. I don't want to. But, it's better than dying of famine, all right? It's better than bleeding out, right? Or drowning or being burnt alive, okay? Whatever it may be. So, just getting to the point that, there's no going back from now, all right? There's no turning back the time, all right, flipping the sands of time back up, all right, to get us prolonging the days of so-called America, all right, and really the world, of wickedness, it's not going to happen. Okay. So it's best to just deal with it now. Just like you see the men on this side. All right. The men out here in the highways and byways standing on this side. All right. We just dealt with it now. Dealt with the reality now. Instead of taking this sword dose of reality when the times are come. Okay. But continuing verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, right, and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. Okay, so all that public morale, okay, these civilized people, like Joker called them, all right, they're gonna literally what? Eat each other. And the scriptures talk about that. Okay, eating the flesh of their own arms, all right, not being satisfied in eating the flesh of somebody else's arm. Okay, because they're hungry, right? And because ultimately they don't have the spirit, they're not comforted. Okay, so they're gonna eat themselves, eat each other, all right, do all manner of type of wickedness because ultimately they're demons. Okay, like, again, what the Joker said, these people are only as good as society allows them to be. All right, but when there's no civil society no more, these people are gonna turn into their true form, being straight up demons. Okay, people, you know, when they're in traffic, I'll bite your head off, you're honking and shit. They would really actually do that if they were allowed to. So congratulations. All right, the time we're getting into, you can be able to do that. Okay, you know, people talking on the game, raging, you know, oh, this and that, nigger this and that. Okay, that's gonna happen because they're gonna be allowed to. All right, because nobody's gonna tell them no. All right. Ultimately, they're going to be destroyed, of course. And ultimately, the men of the Lord, you know, and their household are going to be preserved from that. But the rest of the people of this world, that's why I read, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Because we're in the world, but we're not of the world. Okay? So if you're of this world, a sword judgment is coming onto you. All right? And it's not going to be it's not going to be a pleasant thing, okay, to see. All right, even being on the good side. All right, that's what, again, we say it over for elect. Being on the good side is not going to be, we're going to be terrified as well. All right, and we meditate on those things and we're afraid. All right, but what comforts us? All right, YAHAWASHI, okay, knowing his word is faithful and true, that he's going to preserve us in these times to come. Okay, we're saved by hope. All right, and we hope for the mercy of our Lord, all right, to be upon us, all right, and our children. Okay, in our household, pretty much. Okay, because there is no escape in this judgment. Okay, every crevice, every crack, every hole is going to be filled with the Lord's destruction, the Lord's anger, unless he passes over you and has mercy over you. And that's the Lord's elect. All right, and that's of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, or you other heathens. All right, you other nations, you're not covered in that contract. Okay, oh, it only belongs on to the Israelites. I read Romans the 9th chapter. But nonetheless, Lord's will is better defined, and as always, going to give all praises to Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Millstone, and peace and blessings to the whole collective Israel. Shalom.